The 76ers are shocking the entire world right now as they are off to a 4-0 start on the season. Another unbelievable comeback last night. But after that game, there is a very interesting decision to make that will impact this team. And it's kind of a tough subject to talk about. Also, they have another huge decision to make down the line, but it feels like we already know the answer. So we'll talk about all of that and more here on Philly Take with RB. But welcome into the show. Man, oh man, what a live show it was last night. 40,000 people watching us pregame, live game, postgame, every single game. And everybody in the third quarter said it was over. And it was starting to feel that way. And the Washington Wizards could not miss a shot. They were shooting 60% from the field. But as we have been saying now, every game with this team, it is not over until it's over. They don't die. They don't go down. And they come back and storm a 19-point comeback to win it in overtime. I mean, you want to talk about immaculate vibes. This is unreal. The Sixers are atop the Eastern Conference, but my one main takeaway when I take a step back and think about this is, man, how did the switch flip so fast? I mean, last year, it took the Sixers 18 games to win 4. They were 4-14. This year it took 4. They are 4-0. 3 double-digit comebacks in the fourth quarter and overtime in the first 4 games. They're 4-0 for the first time in 6 years. I mean, this team has done a complete 180. And after the first couple games, people were like, okay, this is cool, this is fun, but I'm not there yet. But after these last 2 wins, I mean, this is in their DNA now. And this is who they are. I don't think it's a fluke, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. And speaking of that, how about the Sixers team who's enjoying every bit of it? Joel Embiid is back. This was a video captured on Sixers Reddit last night, and we posted it on social. But a Wizards fan was heckling the team. And I talked a couple games ago about Desmond Bane hip-checking Tyrese Maxey, and he got back up, and VJ and Maxey were in his face. I love the toughness, but how about this, man? I mean, you can't even predict a reverse like this. Joel is back. I mean, his spirit is back. He's trolling guys on the bench. I mean, this is awesome, man. Look at Joel. He's talking his stuff. The whole team is just having so much fun, and I absolutely love it. And speaking of another positive update here, Paul George could reportedly make his debut within the next week or so. Jake Fisher says next week plus sometime in November. So we are inching up on the Paul George debut. Jared McCain, as Nick Nurse said, was starting to practice without that brace on his thumb or whatever it is, and is starting to make his return journey and probably will be back in the next month or so. So they're getting even more reinforcements. We haven't even seen the full potential of this team yet, which is very, very scary. But what we are seeing right now is an MVP level Tyrese Maxey, and that's one of the biggest components of this 4-0 start is his MVP leap right now. Tyrese Maxey is leading the league in scoring. He is averaging 37.5 points per game, 39-10 with 4 turnovers, 43-8 with 1 turnover, 28-9 with 2 turnovers, 40-6 with 1 turnover. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go down the line here with some crazy stats, but you can't ask for anything else from Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey has scored a combined 150 points through 4 games this season. That is the most to start a season by a Sixers player since Wilt Chamberlain, a guy that was so freaking good, people question if he's even real. That's what Tyrese Maxey's doing. Tyrese Maxey is the second player in NBA history to record 150-plus points and 30-plus assists through the first 4 games of a season. The only other guy to do that was Russell Westbrook when he averaged a triple-double for the season. 4 guards have ever scored 150-plus points in the first 4 games of a season. Those guys are Michael Jordan, Jerry West, Russell Westbrook, and now Tyrese Maxey. And Tyrese Maxey, like I said, is averaging 37.5 points per game, 8.3 assists, 4.5 threes made per game, and is shooting over 47% from 3. Is he going to do this all season? Probably not. But as I have said time and time again this offseason, there has to be a shift in the mindset. There has to be a shift in the identity. The offense must run now through Tyrese Maxey. And we're going to talk about that more here in a little bit. But he is pretty much pleading, this can be my offense. His look out there on the court, knowing when to attack, knowing when to dish it off, knowing exactly how to start and stop and speed up and slow down. And instead of just going crazy a million miles an hour to the rim, every move is coordinated. Every move is intentional. He looks like a lead guard. He looks like he can do absolutely everything. And he tried to warn everybody this summer. Before he came on the show, he put out this tweet. Y'all are talking y'all mess on this app this summer, understood. He tried to warn people. He knew what was coming. He heard the disrespect. That's good, though. People should have been pissed off last year. The team should have been pissed off. That's the difference about Tyrese Maxey. He did something about it. He was mad. He was frustrated last year. And he came back and started absolutely cooking. And oh, by the way, speaking of cooking, Daryl Morey has to pay Quentin Grimes. Big decision looming after this year. We talked at the beginning of the season saying that it feels like Grimes is pissed off, kind of playing for his own contract. Yes, the team has to play better, but he also wants to make money, right? And he took the one-year qualifying offer. They couldn't come together on a deal. Now, Grimes was asking a ridiculous amount. He wanted $25-30 million a year, which we didn't think he was worth, but I also don't think he's worth $8 to $9 million a year. Right now, Quentin Grimes has been one of the most important pieces on this team. He looks like an early sixth man of the year candidate, and I would not move him out of that spot. Despite whoever comes back, despite whatever the rotation looks like, you're talking about a Quentin Grimes, Jared McCain duo off the bench. I don't know how any team stops that. And the most impressive thing right now from Quentin Grimes has been his defensive intensity against some of these better guards, his elite shot making, and most importantly, his ability to hit big-time shots in big-time moments. The other night against the Charlotte Hornets, he hits the game-winning shot to break it open and break the tie and win it. Last night, he hits the game-tying shot against the Wizards. Anytime you have needed a go-to bucket and the defense collapses on Tyrese Maxey, he finds his main man, Quentin Grimes, who has closed out games, and it just doesn't seem like the moment phases him at all. He has been elite in these big-time moments, and Quentin Grimes is out here making a statement saying, Daryl Morey, you have to pay me. Quentin Grimes commented on Twitter as well. He says, the vibes are immaculate. You're damn right the vibes are immaculate. And for a guy who could have just pouted his way through the season and said, you know what, I'm all about me, I'm going to do my thing and get my money next summer, it seems like he has bought completely back in. And speaking of another big-time player that helped them win that game last night, we have to talk about the Joel Embiid, Adem Bona situation. A lot of crazy comments flying around today regarding that. So I want your thoughts down below. What do you think about Joel Embiid's play so far this season? I'm going to give you my thoughts on the other side, but real quick, a shout out to our sponsor of today's video. Shout out to our great sponsor of today's video, Mando Deodorant. Look, fall is here, school is in session, football and basketball are here. Staying fresh while everybody's indoors is a challenge, and that's where Mando comes in. Mando is a whole body deodorant that controls sweat and odor for 72 hours, and after just 12 hours, underarm sweat was reduced by 92% during their clinical trials. Mando uses premium ingredients to keep you fresh and dry. If you're someone like me who sweats a lot, then this is perfect for you, as it is clinically proven to block odor all day. I love this combo they have going on here. The deodorant plus the sweat control solid stick gives you double the protection. No more worrying about sweat stains and those embarrassing pit rings. Just all day freshness and dryness. So go check them out today. I'd recommend the Mando starter pack. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. And right now is a special offer for listeners. You can get 20% off and free shipping. All you have to do is use our code PhillyTake5 at shopmando.com. Once again, 20% off site-wide and free shipping with the code PhillyTake5. Support them. Let them know that we sent you. Say goodbye to sweat stains and hello to long-lasting freshness. So according to the stats, Joel Embiid had one of the best games ever for a guy that barely played. And as we've been saying about Joel Embiid and his minute restriction, it is a bit frustrating. We understand where they're coming from, but you can't do this the entire season, right? Unless the Sixers are saying, hey, we're cool with a part-time player and we'll have him play the first half and then we'll completely flip the MO in the second half. I just don't think that is sustainable. But Joel Embiid was getting his offensively. Now, on the other end, you could argue he was giving up a lot defensively on the glass to Alex Sarr, and he was limping around in the first quarter. Just didn't seem like he still has that 100% mobility and flexibility, and the athleticism just doesn't seem to be all the way there. Is that temporary, or is that for the entirety of his career? Like, that is the big $1 million question. Now, here's Joel Embiid celebrating at the end of the game when Grimes hit that big shot. Joel Embiid is at least a couple feet off the floor. So is it physical? Is it mental? We know that Joel Embiid still has a vital role on this team. He is still one of the main components, right? We love Joel. We appreciate him. But the athleticism is not all the way there. So in certain areas, yes, that can hurt the 76ers right now. And I think it's really going to come down to Nick Nurse and his feel of the game, something that no other Sixers coach has really mastered that well in terms of what lineups to go with late in games. Last night, if Adem Bona did not get plugged into that game with 8 minutes to go, I don't think the Sixers win it. And it's not because Joel Embiid's a bad player. It's just that the Sixers needed something else. They needed a charge, a surge of energy. And Adem Bona, from 7:18 to go in the fourth quarter, through the end of overtime, had 5 blocks and 5 rebounds. This guy only played 5 minutes the whole game, did nothing. Comes in, he's moving all over the floor. He's making big play after big play. I mean, he makes the game-saving block on CJ McCollum. They had called it a goaltend, and then they end up overturning that. But look at Adem Bona right here. He's like 4 feet off the ground. This guy was incredible. Still has to develop an offensive game, but you saw the way the Sixers changed their tempo, and that's been the one main key from the first couple games. They have to play up tempo. They have to play faster, quicker. As soon as they did that in the fourth quarter, the Wizards did not know what hit them. And here comes the offense led by Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe and Quentin Grimes. And it's not because Joel Embiid can't do anything anymore. I mean, 25 in 20 minutes is ridiculous. And people are asking, what happens when Paul George comes back? Well, when Paul George comes back, he's going to defend the perimeter. So you don't give up 72 first half points to the Washington Wizards again, even though they were just unconscious from beyond the arc. But I think Joel Embiid and Paul George are going to have to alter their roles a little bit. And I think they're going to have to sit there and realize that this offense must run through Tyrese Maxey and Quentin Grimes and VJ Edgecombe and Jared McCain. It no longer can be 3.5 quarters of Embiid ball and dribble handoffs and ISOs in the paint. I love the way the chemistry of the team is bonding together. I love the way they're playing right now. And when they play quicker and faster, like many teams are trying to do in this league, they have been a lot more successful. I don't know if the Sixers will let Nick Nurse sit Joel Embiid and Paul George late in a big fourth quarter, but it's all about having the feel of the game. So we'll see what happens, man. But how do you feel about the Embiid situation? How do you feel about the team overall? Give me all your thoughts down below. As always, appreciate everybody for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.